right through the eye of the weight, like that. Look like that. That's going to be your dropper. Hey folks, weight. Scott here with Test TV. Today I'm going to show you how I make my high-low rig for surf perch. I always start with the dropper loop first. This is the dropper loop that I'm going to put my weight on. I just make a loop in the line. I'm going to use cord here because it's easier to see. And then I'm just going to take the line and just wrap it around itself 3 or 4 times like that. And then I just take the bottom part of that line and bring it through the hole. And then I just cinch it down. This one doesn't have to look very pretty because I'm just going to use it as my dropper loop. Okay, so that's your dropper loop, and that won't come apart, and it won't jam down. And the way that it'll look in reality is this is the 15-pound test. This is the dropper loop, and this is the weight. And I'm just going to take this loop and go right through the eye of the weight, like that, and then go around it, real super simple. And then it's going to look like that. That's going to be your dropper weight, and that will cast a mile. The weights that I use are these are the pyramid type weights. This is a 3 ounce. I usually just use 2 and 3 ounce. I don't go to 4 ounce, or I do very rarely. You can also use these sand weights. This happens to be a 3 ounce sand weight, but I like the pyramid weights a little better because if I get a rip current, these pyramid weights tend to dig into the sand and stay put. These sand weights will dig into the sand and stay put. The problem is if there's a rip current, these weights, when you toss them into the water on a strong current, they'll go this way or that way depending on the current. And I've noticed that these kind of stay put better. So that's the weight part. Then we're going to go up to, we're going to tie the same loop, and we're going to go up to the first loop right here. And then you just tie it the same way you tied your dropper loop. Okay, so what you can do is just go up a foot or so from the dropper loop, and then tie another loop like that, and then just start wrapping around 3 or 4 times, and then take the bottom of your loop and go through the hole. And then you're going to want to wet these knots down, but you're gonna have a loop that looks like this after you've cinched it down tight. Okay, and then you just do it 2 more times because you want to have 3 loops on your high-low rig, and you can space these out in different ways. Like I have this one from the weight, I have this one maybe a foot up. This one might be a 1.5 foot up. This one may be farther up. Just you can experiment with your loops. So there's no right or wrong way. The best way is whichever way catches fish. The only challenging part of this rig is putting your hook on. The way you want this to look is the hook will go to the loop just like the weight did. So on the fluorocarbon leader, this is my loop, and then this is the hook. And so sometimes it's hard to put that hook on to the loop. So if you actually have your loop, and I want to put this hook through, the idea is to pinch this loop down really tight and put it through the eyelet of the hook. Well, my eyes are terrible, and so what I do is cheat. I take a little piece of leader, and you don't have to use your fluorocarbon leader, but you can use any type of leader, and just cut a little piece like that and put it through the loop, and then put both of these tag ends right through the hook eye of your hook, and then it'll pull the it'll pull the hook through that loop really easily. There we go, just like that. And then you can put your loop over the hook, just like we did with our weight, and then that's how it stays on. Okay, and you just do that for the rest of your hooks. And then the idea is you have a high-low rig. So this would be your low part for the weight up to one hook, and then you'll have a second hook, and then you got your third hook. And that is the way I rig the high-low rig. Okay, so this is going to be the final look of the high-low rig. So you got your weight, and then you got your, and I'll take off that tag end, then you got your first hook, and then you go up to your second hook, and then you go to your third hook, like that. And then you're going to tie the leader onto your braided line. I'm using a 20-pound braided line, and I'm just going to use a uni to uni knot, and I'll do another video on a uni to uni knot. So stay tuned for that. But that is the high-low rig, folks. If you have any comments, or I'd like to hear your feedback, what type of rigs you're using and how you tie your droppers. But please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the water.